It's so exciting, and there's also a lot of pressure, so I wanted to do right by the fans, but also, I'm a fan myself, so it was important for me to make it good. So a lot of pressure, but I hope people love what we've done with the movie. I hope audiences are entertained. I hope they laugh. I think it's really funny. I also hope it leaves them with a great message about staying true to your morals, and that's kind of the most important thing. Mean Girls in 3 words is fun, flirty, and pink. Mean Girls, you have to see it in the cinema just to appreciate every single bit of detail that went into creating this movie. I'm talking costumes, hair, makeup, set design, choreography. It's designed to be seen on a big screen. I think Cady's relatable because she's the new girl. We've all been the new kid at some point, whether that's in school or at a new job or just trying something new. So I think that's what makes her relatable.
The message that Tina's always had in this movie is so important. I mean, it was important 20 years ago. Oh my God, it was 20 years ago, which is crazy. And it's important now, which is just that young women should support each other, And I mean, that message is so unbelievably important. So if we can wrap it in a way that makes it feel relevant to teens today, then that's what we were really excited about. The cast, I mean, they immediately gelled. It was so cool to see all of them become friends, and I think everybody created a safe space for each other to explore. So I think it was a really fun experience.
I am so excited to see this film also in theaters with a lot of other people. I watched it by my lonesome, and I'm excited to hear people laugh and cry out in the same way that I did when I first watched the film. Janis is really a character who would rather sit alone at the lunch table than try to fit in with the plastics or any other clique for that matter. And she has this incredible song, I'd Rather Be Me, that I think everyone can relate to in a bit. Like, who would we be if we didn't have to worry what people thought of us, right? Like, I took that to heart, and I think a lot of audience members will too. This is the first time for many of us learning choreography, memorizing lyrics, lip syncing, singing live. It was a labor of love, but I'm so proud of my fellow cast, and luckily none of us are mean girls, so it was really lovely working with this entire group of talented men and women.
Karen is really reflective of the positive qualities of humanity, to be able to retain some of their goodness despite being in the presence of something that may be considered the opposite. But I think she's really, really special, and I hope everyone relates to kind of her charming attitude or sweetness in some sort of way. It's a peak of nostalgia, it's one of your favorite movies done in a musical with a younger, more modern cast. But I think especially for the newer generation, we have so much diversity in this cast, and I think it really does embrace the timeless themes of Mean Girls in a modern context, and I think that's really, really special. It very much contains the same sort of core and message of the original film, just maybe a little bit more updated to 2024.
What they've done is created this kind of world, and it's very exciting, especially for young people. Obviously, the musical's been such a hit on the road and with high schools performing it and everything, so it's become this sort of legacy, and it's really nice to be a part of it. It's always nice to be asked to do something fun and funny, especially when you're in such good hands, like with Tina and Jeff. And I knew from the start that they had a pretty good idea of it, and I was able to look at what they did in the play, and it was fun to be asked to be part of the whole thing. So I did what I could. Hope people like it.
I love the 2004 film. I was such a huge fan of the musical when it was on Broadway. I saw it so many times with my girls. And so this was really kind of a dream come true for me. It is a feast for the eyes. I think it's unlike anything you might be expecting it is. And I think it's delightful. I was so floored by how fantastic it was. Funny, smart, incredible entertainment, the choreography. I mean, it's incredible. This movie is so fun and so funny for grown-ups too. You know what I mean? For everybody. It's all ages.
A story that has become as timeless and classical as Mean Girls has become. I mean, it's become sort of the comedy of many generations. Aaron represents sort of the good boys out there. I think he's a good person. I think he's trying to be good to people. I think he's somewhat of like a floater in some ways. Like he gets along with a lot of people.
The importance of being yourself and not trying to fit in is still very important now, you know? Like bullying isn't cute, and it's better to be yourself than trying to fit in and be somebody else, you know? Damian's like the bestie. He's the loyal friend that we all know and love. He'll fight for you and then he'll hug you after. He'll cuss you out and then he'll give you a kiss on the cheek. You know, like he's the friend that you need when, you know, you're up, when you're down. I hope they take away the beautiful message that Tina intended, and I hope that they take away the beauty of musicals and movie musicals and how fun they can be, yeah. The fact that it's so bright, it's so fun, it's so glittery, it's so shiny, and I think we need that now.
It's great to see a new iteration of it. I'm excited to see the movie with all the new girls. I think it's going to be really, the movie's a fun movie. Tina's so incredible that you can't go wrong. I think it's good to reintroduce it again so people can see all of the things that are relatable to in schools, things that kids go through, and I think it's just good. It's a good refresher. Pink, fun, and loving.
This cast is so strong. They're so great. And the weird thing is they kind of all, the movie's been around like their whole life. And so we, go to like talk about, okay, this scene, here's what's happening. And they're all like, we know what's happening. Like, it's, and yet they all were really able to make these parts their own. And yeah, I was so comforted. If I was going to go back, and I was so comforted to have Tim Meadows with me. It's like, we'll go back together. We did the Broadway musical on stage to great success, and we ran. The only thing that stopped us running was the pandemic. We closed during the pandemic. Look at Jaquel. And so, the songs that came from the stage to the movie are the sort of tentpole songs, and then we have people like Jaquel, like Reneé Rapp, like Auli'i Cravalho, who just murder them vocally. They're just incredible singers. I think you want to see it with people. That's always good for comedy, and it's good for what feels like a concert as well. So yeah, people should come in a group.